Hi, I'm Dan Vaida, film and stage actor from Transylvania, Romania, who moved to North America to pursue my acting career. The topic of today is child actors. I came up with this topic because I had a conversation with a friend of mine who has a child, a son, who's about 7 years old, I think, and he seems very interested in acting and really gifted. And he said that his wife doesn't want the kid to be involved in acting because she considers that she's considering that as being a really dangerous environment for the kid and toxic for the child's development, because it will grow in a person who will be, I don't know, like a pervert, because actors are divorcing right, left, and center and remarrying and not being consistent and not being able to stick to anything. And that's her concerns as a mother, and that's why she's against enrolling her kid into an acting course or program. So this is the truth, and you guys know me by speaking my mind, and today I'm going to do exactly this. I'm going to tell you how it is. So her concerns of her kid becoming this unreliable person, emotionally unstable, is just plain stupid. And she's a person who has a PhD, and I would expect somebody like that to be, who's that educated, to be a bit more open-minded and more intelligent. It turns out she's not, and that's okay. Education doesn't mean necessarily intelligence. Education is just education. Intelligence is something else. So she basically, what's happening, she's looking at the news and she knows the world from the news, not from reality. And of course, on the news we see the exaggerations of the media and we see the highlights. And yes, that is true that there's a high percentage of actors who are divorcing right, left, and center, and then remarried, and then back and forth. They do that, but that happens in other professions too, in business, in again, other professions, doctors, they do that and all that. So I wouldn't blame the profession for this category of people. And again, she's looking at the percentage of that you see on the news, and that's stars. I know a lot of actors who are not A-lists, who are just working actors, who have a good career, and they have a family, they have a stable family, they have kids, they have the same wife for like 15 to 20 years, and so on. So there's not a rule. Just because you see a lot of people in Vatican doing what they did or they do, doesn't mean that your child should not become a priest one day, a Catholic priest, just because Vatican, has its shares of dark, not necessarily secrets, but dark facts tied to them. It doesn't mean that every single person who becomes a Catholic priest will become a child molester. That's not the case. Sadly, that happens, and again, it's a small percentage. So yeah, her mistake is just she's just looking at the news, and that's why she came to this very narrow-minded, stupid, childish conclusion. Now, while as a parent, if you decide your kid to be involved in acting, make sure you are on set with the kid. If the kid has a gig, you are there. If the kid is 8 years old and somebody like Michael Jackson, like a huge name, wants to sleep overnight in the same bed with your kid, just say no. Just don't be an idiot. It doesn't matter who that person is. So yeah, your kid doesn't sleep over at anybody's place. You're there, you're watching your kid. you don't allow your kid, even if he's like a bit older, like 12 years old, to go party with I don't know, I forgot his name, the guy from House of Cards, just or others. Just don't just use common sense. Just don't be an idiot. That's all. It's that simple. And I know I'm a little bit harsh, but just the lack of common sense is just astonishing, and how parents can avoid certain things is just because crazy people they always existed in Hollywood, and not just in Hollywood, and they will always exist. That's the sad reality. Yes, we have to crack down on it. They have to go to jail and all that, for sure, for sure. But also as a parent, you have to do everything you can to make sure those things that don't happen. Because again, crazy idiots will be there no matter what. So just watch your child and don't allow your child to go to God knows what kind of parties where you're not around and all that. On the other hand, involving your kid in acting, it's very beneficial, or arts in general, for developing skills, social skills, speaking skills, skills about self-knowledge, about expressing feelings, ideas, about being more aware of the world around them. Through art, kids can develop that. Also, they can develop a good taste in art, in literature, in appreciating fine things in life in general. Through art, we can educate them that way. They can become a more developed, a whole-rounded person in the future by being involved in arts and all that. So I definitely recommend that for kids and for anyone really. You're growing as a person by experimenting things. And if later on your kid becomes a professional actor, so be it. If it doesn't, again, that's fine. But definitely it's a good activity to have your kids involved in. But again, watch them like you would watch them even if they do sports. I've heard stories, I know facts, when kids were abused by their tennis coach. I know a situation, a case, and it's absolutely sad. And what can I say? Watch your kids. What can you do as a parent? I don't know. We have to give tools to the victims. It's not blaming the victim. It's just giving the victim tools, because the victims need tools, and abusers need jail. They need jail time. On the other hand, the truth is, the downside of it is when kids they get involved in acting and they become good actors and accomplished actors. They start working, they start booking. They are actually doing well and working all the time and booking big parts, because that happens. It might happen. The danger is they lose touch with reality. That is true. That is a legit concern, because they are being very pampered on set. Everybody's around them asking them if they're okay, being placed in a limo and being driven around and all that, or in a fancy car. That's a regular thing in the film business, because they have to take you from the meeting point, let's say, to set, and you won't walk there, you won't take a cab and all that. Nobody will drive you except for somebody from the crew, the production team. They have a driver with a nice car. They'll take you there. They'll take your kid there. So again, be with the kid in the car. Do not leave your kid unattended, no matter what. If they say no, then pull your kid out. That's it. Don't. No, just say no. But going back to this topic, so the kids are very, very pampered in general when they're actors, because everybody's protecting them, right? Adults are around them, so they want to be nice to them, which is a really nice thing. But the downside is the kid can lose touch with reality. So that's something you have to be aware of. And I would say the solution to this is to, I'm not a parent, so I can't give a lot of parenting advice, but just explaining the kids the situation, explaining to them why they are being pampered so much is not because they are stars and all that, but because the production company, for example, I'm just giving this example of taking the kid from the wardrobe to the set, for example, in a car, is because they want to make sure nothing happens. They don't want to lose money, they don't want to lose time. It's all business. It's not because they care so much about the kid or asking the kid all the time because, are you okay, are you okay, are you okay? They don't want to be sued, they don't want to have headaches, they don't want to lose money or time or resources of any kind. So that's why they're so nice and kind, because it's a business and the kid has to understand that and has to keep in touch with reality. But that means you as a parent have to be in touch with reality to begin with and pass that on to your child, and hopefully things will be okay. So yeah, that is the downside, but also I provided you with the solution to that problem. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Ask me questions, I'll answer. I'll give you an awesome answer to your questions. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Most of my viewers are not subscribers, and this is how you support me. I'm giving you great information for free. So press the subscribe button. Also give me a like, why not? And we'll see you next time.